Matty, commentary boxes, fans, supporters everywhere across the country have probably used quite a few adjectives. How would you describe the contest this evening?
Look like boys against men, the whole night.
We don't have the margin, the lower score, the effort
As stupid as it might sound, I thought the effort was okay. I thought the roles were meant to play. For the first half, we weren't there. How we wanted to play just was not there, and we just couldn't affect that. We were winning stoppage and kicking it straight to turnover because we weren't setting up properly, and all their scores were off turnover. I don't know, 15 goals, 17 goals were off the turnover. There was nothing else. So our structures in our first half were poor. I thought we were at them and we were winning the contested ball and all that stuff. So the effort in that regard was no worries. But how we structured up was a little disappointing.
Matty, Chad just said before that last week you ranted and raved post-match. He said he's not sure what you can say after this sort of contest. I mean, what do you say to the players, or what have you said to them in post-match?
No, nothing. It's, until we learn to play and do what you're told for 4 quarters. Take out the fact of experience and young kids and whatever it is, all that kind of stuff, and emotion and what you play for. Until we learn to do that, we'll get within a few goals of some teams and we'll get smacked like we have tonight.
Matt, why do you think the players are not doing what they're told?
I'm not sure.
Chad Corn said after the game that he thinks Collingwood's the best side he's ever played against. What do you think about that?
Yeah, they're a very good premiership team, and they're rolling along beautifully, and got some players up in good form. But they're bringing some kids and some young players who continue to do as they're told to. So it's but they're going along very well, and it was a pretty big gulf and of where the top and bottom teams are in the competition.
Matt, we've talked about players at the club that might possibly be considering options of going elsewhere. Jackson Trengove, Alapana, Carlisle, so forth. What does a result like this do for your chances of keeping players like that and also attracting others to the club in the future?
Look, it's a difficult thing. They've been umming and ahhing over what they're doing, obviously, and talking to their managers and families and stuff. So I think in the big scheme of things for those two, a result like tonight doesn't sway them one way or the other. It doesn't push them one way or the other. It's bigger than what went on tonight for those two guys. And attracting players, it's difficult, but we've got to worry about keeping the players here and developing the players who want to be here more so than thinking about we can't get our performances up to make us an attractive team to come and play for. We've got to get our performances up for ourselves and our supporters.
Was it doubly embarrassing given it was Chad's last game to perform like that?
Yeah, it was. It's we spent a fair bit of week going over what Chad's done for the club. So it was really disappointing. When you we're going to play against a very good team, but it was disappointing to give that. And that effort's not just running and chasing and putting your head over the ball. It's a lot of other things, and it was disappointing to do that for Chad.
Matt, a handful of games left in the season. Is it time for experimenting with players to bring them in and give them a chance?
Well, I'm not sure. There's too many others that we haven't given opportunities to this year. There's 1 or 2 or 3 probably, but we've definitely given games to our players that we needed to, and we'll continue to do that, no doubt. But there's not much more experimenting. I don't know what experimenting actually does for you, as in your game style or positions and stuff. We've got Hawthorn in Melbourne next week, so we don't want to experiment too much there because we're coming up against a team who's pushing towards finals too.
Matt, how many players are playing for their careers in the next month?
I'm not going to get into what we're doing with our list and who's playing for careers and all that stuff. We've got players that are contracted, players that are uncontracted, so everyone's at different stages. As I said all year, we wanted to have a good look at our list and see what it was capable of doing. And tonight it doesn't leave you with a joy of what it is, but that's one small side of the story of what it's been all year. So we're confident of the players we've got on our list, but we'll continue and work our way down the path of knowing what we need to do at the end of this year to improve our list and to make sure it's a list that's going forward, not backwards.
So where do you go over the next month?
As in,
what's the game plan for the next month?
As silly as it sounds and as ridiculous as it sounds as in the way you want to play, we had a plan to play that tonight. We got dismantled by a very good team, but also, for periods in the quarters. We actually matched them inside 50s, and they scored too easily when they went in. But we will keep trying to play the way we want to play for this year, next year, and the years on, and continue to play our young players in those positions and keep educating them. And 5 or 6 of them got a great lesson tonight in what some very good players are doing. So yeah, we'll continue that. We're not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Jacob Surgeon asked for a trade. Let's talk what he has.
Not that I know of, no.
Will he have a chance to play again this year?
Yeah, he'll be a chance to play, yeah.
Okay. And D-Rod, you left him out late tonight.
Yeah, look, we just we knew that their spread and uncontested footy and loose ball gets and all those sort of things, that they are as good as anyone in the competition at that. And as I said, we matched them. I thought contested wise and clearance wise, and we needed somebody for an outside run. And, that's why we picked the team. David's very good inside, but we needed more people on the outside. It didn't help us tonight.
And Pittard hamstring, I guess that means he's done for the year.
Yeah.
With the shoulder. What's it,
no, Hart didn't hurt his shoulder tonight, but yeah, he's in surgery this week, so he's out for the year. And Jasper, already got a month left, so his season to be over.
They're playing with no confidence. How do you get them through the next month? Is that a massive issue?
Yeah. Everyone has different opinions on confidence. Is it there, or is it just a made-up word, or whatever it is? You've got to have belief in how you want to go. And if you actually play well for a quarter, or 15 minutes, or 20 minutes, or 5 minutes, or whatever it is, well, why is that? It means you obviously got some confidence for certain periods of the game. So, you could say the next 4 weeks how we're going to get through. We've got the Bulldogs, Hawthorn, Essendon, and then Melbourne. So we've got some teams that are still with the seasons well and truly alive, and some that are fighting for it. So we're just going to have to batter up. We can't roll over and give in and say, we'll just play every kid and listen, who cares, and don't turn up to play. We're going to have to turn up to play next week against Hawthorn in Melbourne, and it's going to be a difficult proposition, but there's no need hiding for it. We're going to be accountable to how we're going to play and how we're going to prepare. If we don't want to be that, we'll get another result like we have tonight.
Matty, give us some insight into you as a coach. Plenty of people are ringing up talking about you as a coach on the way home in the car. I mean, in the past we've seen Port Adelaide players do 6 a.m. beach sessions in the darkness. I mean, what does Matty promise to do this week? Do you flog them on the track? Do you go back to basics, or what do you do?
Yeah, good question. There are lots of things you can do, or we've tried things this year. They do get a response, but in the end, it's your ability and your want to come to compete. And by swimming in the pier, swimming off the end of the pier in the morning, by doing boxing, by flogging them on the track, all those sorts of things might help you or might not, but you can't rely on those things every week. So, yeah, don't worry, we'll have a pretty difficult week on the track, no doubt about it. But in the end, it's not going to help our young kids perform pretty well next week against Hawthorn, a very mature and experienced team. So you've got to be mindful of that. I'm not sitting here enjoying what we're doing, I'm enjoying how we're going about it. So, I'm not just going to get away with it, that's for sure. But, we've got to hold each other accountable to what we do, not the coach hold the players accountable. We've got to all hold each other accountable to what we do.
Is the job of rebuilding this bigger than you thought it might have been?
I thought we were capable of having more wins, for sure, more than 2 wins. But, I was aware of the pain that we're going to go through this year by playing the core group of players that we wanted to. And, we've had difficult weeks and times because of it, and calls for to play more senior players and those sorts of things. But in the end, we have to go down this path, and we're down this path, and we're going to continue to do it. And there is light at the end of the tunnel, although as much as it doesn't seem it. For our supporters who are driving home now, listening and feeling what they are after the game, it's not going to be feeling. It's going to be feeling pretty bleak. But we know where we're heading and what we've got to do. But it is a long journey. It's a long hill to climb.
Actually brought up that it was a match between the club and Spence, and most of the footy department, and the one Spence at least. Is that a factor?
There's lots of factors. There's, as I said, it looked like boys v men out there. They was definitely looked a lot stronger and bigger than us. Moved the ball very well. They're on top of the ladder. We're on the bottom. So add it all into it. There's all those sort of factors in it. But when you run out in the ground, to know that you've actually got 3 physios or half a physio, I don't think that impacts on your ability to run at the ball or to go and stand where you're meant to or play like you're meant to. So it factors in a little bit, but in the big scheme of things, it's not the overriding factor of where we're at and where they're at.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.